This is really about the moments in life where emotional connection, support, stability, and companionship begin to matter more deeply. And the truth is, almost everyone reaches those moments. Let's talk about it honestly. 1. In the early 20s, when life still feels uncertain. This stage of life looks exciting from the outside. Freedom, new experiences, new people. But underneath that excitement, there's often a lot of confusion too. A lot of women in their early 20s are still trying to understand themselves, who they are, what they want, what kind of life feels right for them. And during this period, emotional connection can feel incredibly important, not because they're weak, not because they need saving, but because life feels unstable sometimes. Everything is changing quickly. Friendships change, goals change, emotions change. So when a man enters her life who feels calm, grounded, and emotionally steady, it stands out. Someone who listens. Someone who makes her feel understood instead of judged. That kind of presence can feel deeply comforting during a stage where so much still feels uncertain. 2. In the 30s, when emotional peace becomes more attractive than excitement. Something shifts in this stage. The games become tiring. The confusion becomes exhausting. And a lot of women begin to value peace more than intensity. Because by now, many have experienced enough to know what emotional chaos feels like. And they no longer find it attractive. They start paying closer attention to character. Can this man communicate clearly? Can he stay calm during difficult moments? Does he bring peace into my life? Or stress? At this age, emotional maturity becomes extremely attractive. Not because excitement disappears, but because stability starts feeling rare. A man who is dependable, emotionally aware, and consistent becomes far more valuable than someone who only creates temporary excitement. And honestly, this is where many relationships either deepen or completely fall apart. Because people stop chasing fantasy and start looking for something real. 3. Later in life, when companionship becomes deeply meaningful. As people grow older, life changes again. The need to impress starts fading. The loud energy fades too. And what becomes important is much simpler. Presence. Someone to laugh with. Someone to talk to at the end of the day. Someone who understands your silence without needing everything explained. At this stage, emotional companionship becomes powerful. Not because life is over, but because people begin to understand how valuable genuine connection really is. A caring conversation means more. Simple moments mean more. And love begins to feel less about excitement and more about comfort, trust, and emotional safety. That's something younger people often don't fully understand yet. Now here's the important part. This isn't just about women. Men go through the exact same thing. There are stages in life where people stop looking for attention and start looking for peace. They stop chasing intensity and start valuing consistency. Because after enough life experience, most people realize something simple. Real connection is rare, not surface attraction, not temporary excitement. Real understanding. What this really means is simple. The deeper people move through life, the more emotional connection starts to matter. Not because they're incomplete alone, but because human beings are not built just to survive. We're built to connect. And sometimes, the strongest thing a person can find is someone who makes life feel a little lighter to carry.